Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half of the Dungeon Swag team. And I thought today I would do something a little different and cool. I thought I could make a modular pond for your tabletop games. So I think what I want to do is I want to cut some texture into this CD-ROM here. Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. And the reason we're cutting this is to add surface for glue to it here. So what I want to do is I want to mount the CD to this piece of cardstock. And this is going to provide the sturdiness of our pond, and it's going to provide a flat surface for the bottom of our pond. So get that pressed on there pretty well. And then come around here and cut off. Whoops. I'm terrible at this, aren't I? That excess. You could probably do this safer with scissors. All right. So we got our base of our pond here. And let's use, this is, what do you call this stuff? This stuff. So let's do two things with this. Let's cut this. Let's get a sharper knife for that. I know I have a newer one in here. Let's cut out the circle. Oops. Let me flip this. I think it'll be better. Now, even if you cut this in at a little bit of an angle or out at a little bit of an angle, I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect on what we're doing here. I don't think it's going to ruin anything. To an extent. So we know our pond is probably not going to be perfectly round. So let's peel this off and let's kind of get an idea of what we want our pond to look like. What I have here is your standard Pilot G2 pen. I'm just going to try to make an idea of what I want my pond to look like, using up some but not all of the available space. And I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to cut inward. I'm not going to follow it perfectly, but I am going to try to keep a good solid line around there. And we can glue that to the base. If you want to come through here and carve a little bit away and make it a little prettier. Just get some of your little wonky spots out of there. You can do that. If you don't, I think it'll be fine too, honestly. All right. Waste not, want not. We'll keep that and use it for something in a minute here. Let's get this. Let's get it on there and mush it around. Now you're probably thinking to yourself at this point, but Doom, there's gaps and it's not perfect. I know. And I made it even less perfect by going too far in that direction, but that's easy to fix. Now, if we wanted this to be just a circle, this part of the terrain, we could do that. Or what we could do is we could jam it back in here, like that. And we can cut out a kind of wonky shape to go around it. So we want to make sure that this bottom is lined up. somewhat. Okay. And if you want to, the wise thing to do at this point would be to hack out some of this inside to make it have more space to work. Let's peel the crap off it. The paper. Now, if you have this foam stuff from the Dollar Tree and you've seen enough videos or tried it yourself, you know it peels off way better than like the Walmart stuff. So if you want to leave it on there, don't buy the Walmart stuff. Or don't buy the dollar store stuff. If you want to take it off, buy the dollar store stuff. I'm cheap as crap, so I buy the dollar store stuff. And we're just going to kind of get in here and remove any of the stuff that stops it from fitting perfect. And if there's a little gap around it when we're done, that's going to be okay too. Okay. Let's try it again and see how it fits. Much better. We can tell already. Alright, so let's flip it the other way because it was kind of popping up. Make sure it's on there snug. All the way down to the base. Make sure it's flush on the bottom. It's fairly flush. That's popping up a little bit. So let's see where we need to cut some more of this off. Like I said, a little bit bigger is okay, but smaller is not going to work. Okay, we got a little bit more here. Oh, here's what we can do. Make sure all that's off for sure. All that sticking over the edge is off. And this doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get to fit in there pretty decent, and we got it now. Okay, so you notice the outside part is lower than the inside part. And that's exactly kind of what we're going for here. So let's get some glue, and let's plug that up. Fill that in. And if you get too much, just spread it around and add some texture. No biggie, dudes. No biggie. All right. Now, yeah, our glue stick. I usually am pretty good about reloading, but let's let that sit for a minute and let's take a look at our pawn shape. Now, the bottom of it is flush, and it's pretty sturdy. It's flat. It lays flat. It's going to lay flat on our terrain that's already, mostly flat, I guess. And it's got a nice inner shape, and it's got a nice outer shape. Now we want to try to adjust this in such a way that seam is not as noticeable. And you can just do that by pulling some glue around. In different ways. You can just drag that around and melt a little bit, and you can push that down here and there. And just kind of break up your perfect surface. I think it's easier from above, but you might find that that's not the case for you. And we just kind of want to make sure those lines aren't perfect. Break those up. And we're going to let that sit for a moment. Put our kickstand on our glue gun back down. All right, we're just going to let that cool. Let's get some tin foil. And let's go around and mush it up. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's try to carve up some of this edge to make it look less of a lip. And a little more natural. I think that'll help our cause in the end. This doesn't have to be perfect. Put as much or as little effort as you want into this portion. And the varied results you might get could be pleasantly surprising. Or you might have to throw it away. some of this out of my way and throw it in the trash real quick. Oh, there we go. All right, so got a little bit of a hole here. Let's get in there and try to fix that. Let's get that tinfoil and start working around the outside. If you can hear someone say around the outside and not in your head go around the outside, you're a better man than me. All right, so now that glue should be dry. You can start picking out some of this texture. Now, I would like to probably just be able to paint this and then come back and flock it. And to paint this so that it's sturdy, I think the answer would be Mod Podge and brown. But you do what you want to do. I'll do what I want to do. So now as we look at it, it's more gooder. Let's get another piece of cardboard. Get it up under here. Let's paint it. So we need something to mix our paint in. Use whatever you have, little plastic cups, paper cups, whatever it might be. I'm going to look, see what I have real quick. I have nothing, absolutely nothing. Believe it or not, I'm out of my little paper cups. There's some in a bag around here on the floor. Oh, Chris. Can't find anything. Oh, we're going to just not craft then. Hold on, I got something here. Here's a hug jug I haven't used for anything. Perfect. I need a better storage for my hug jugs and my lids. So let's get a little dollop of Mod Podge. That's a big dollop of Mod Podge, no problem. Let's get some brown paint. Let's get some black paint too. Let's darken that up a little bit. All right. Get yourself a pretty large brush that can coat this area. Get it wet. Stir that up. I guess getting it wet was not the most important part of this, but it helps, I'm sure. It's not very dark. So I'm going to grab a tad more of the Blizac. Stop. Darken it up a little bit more. Don't go too far with the black. Just a little squirt or so. Because if you put too much, what I might have just done is put too much. If you put too much, it'll be too dark. Or, in this case, it'll be too gray and not dark enough yet. All right. This is going to be adding a lot of the sturdiness to our project here. So let's get in there and cover it up good. You don't want to go too thick, though. Because what will end up being the case is that it won't dry well while you're trying to work on it. So I made a lot, so I'm probably going to have to pour some into a little container with a lid and save it, so I don't waste all that. And the next time I go to make this, use it, I'll forget I have it and make more, because I actually just realized I have some up there. Oh well. All right, so spread it around. Make sure you cover everything evenly. And get your lake. Or pond or whatever we're making here. And then get a piece of metal, like a metal pan or something. that you can catch. What do I got? Here we go. Something you can catch your flock in while you're doing this would be good. I have just such a thing right here. So I don't know what flock I'm going to use yet. I think I'm going to do a little bit of sand. I think that'd be wise. So let me get some sand here. This is just sand from the beach up at Lake Erie. Let's get this, especially around that crack. Let's get that good. We don't want to get it in the lake part if we can help that, by the way. And if we do get it in the lake part, it'd probably be wise to wipe that out of there. Because we don't want this to be alright. We're just going to come in here and scrape that stuff up onto the sides and get it out of our little pond. Alright, and there you have it. That's basically what we needed. I didn't really waste any sand. Just a teeny bit that I can pour back in. Let's go back into that one more time and get our sand pulled up onto the shore so it's not in the water part. I'm going to come back when this is dry in a little bit here and we can paint it and flock it and make it look cool. So this has been Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. Thanks for watching. If you like what we do here, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you want to see me do. I know I've been asked to do more colorful things. That's really hard for me. It's not my thing. But let me know what you'd like to see me do. And go check out the website and the Discord. Get a free mini. Buy some minis off us. However you want to do it. So thanks for watching.